All right, let's dive into something that's really shaking up how we build software. It's called vibe coding. And honestly, it's a brand new kind of partnership between people and AI that feels a whole lot less like traditional engineering and, well, a little more like magic. So, you're probably wondering, how does this actually work? Well, imagine this. It all kicks off with a super simple conversational prompt. You're not sitting there writing lines of code. Nope. You're just describing an idea, a vibe. And then you just let the AI run with it. And boom, just like that, the AI kicks into gear. But here's the cool part. It's not just randomly spitting out code. Not at all. The very first thing it does is create a detailed plan, like a whole blueprint for the game we just asked for. Okay, so once that plan is locked in, the build starts. The AI starts scaffolding the entire application. It's writing all the necessary code. We're talking HTML, CSS, JavaScript, the whole shebang. And it's even organizing all the files just right. And this next part is absolutely crucial. The AI doesn't just write the code and, hope for the best. It's actively testing its own work. It's running checks on the functionality to make sure the game actually works the way it's supposed to. And just like that, it's done. I mean, think about it. In just a few minutes, we've gone from one simple sentence to a fully playable game. That right there, that's the incredible power of vibe coding.
Okay, so what in the world just happened? It feels like a magic trick, right? Let's pull back the curtain and really break down what vibe coding is all about.
So at its core, vibe coding is really about a new kind of partnership. Think of it this way. The human is the director, describing the big picture in plain English. And the AI, it's the engineer, the one actually generating all the code to make that vision a reality. And listen, this isn't just some niche, nerdy idea. The term literally went from a post online to being named the official word of the year in less than 12 months. We're even seeing Y Combinator startups building almost their entire code base with AI. This is a huge shift, and it is happening unbelievably fast. And this is a big but. Here's the twist. Getting good results from vibe coding isn't just about throwing out random ideas. Nope. To get great results, you actually need a structured method. It's a real skill, not just a vibe. Turns out there are 5 core skills you need to master this. And hey, there's even a handy way to remember them. The friendly cat dances constantly. A little silly, I know, but it works. So let's break down what thinking, frameworks, checkpoints, debugging, and context actually look like in the real world. All right, first up is thinking. And this is pretty straightforward. If you don't know exactly what you want to build, how can you expect the AI to figure it out for you? The clearer your vision is, maybe you write it down in a product requirements document or something, the better your final product is going to be. It's that old saying, right? Garbage in, garbage out.
Next, we've got frameworks. Now, even though you aren't coding line by line anymore, you still need to understand the big picture structure. You have to point the AI in the right direction by telling it, hey, use React for this, or let's use 3.js for the graphics. You're guiding its choices and preventing it from just guessing, and that leads to a way, way better result.
Okay, next up, checkpoints. And trust me, this is a big one, because things will go wrong. By using version control, something like Git, you're essentially creating save points for your project, just like in a video game. So when the AI inevitably goes off the rails and makes a mess, you can just calmly undo it and go back to the last working version. Seriously, this step is totally non-negotiable. Debugging has completely changed too. It's now a team sport. You're not spending hours hunting for a missing semicolon anymore. Instead, when you hit an error, you just copy the error message, paste it right back to the AI, and say, hey, can you fix this? It creates this whole new back and forth loop for solving problems. And finally, we have context. Think of this as the fuel for your AI partner. It can't run on empty. The more details you feed it, we're talking visual mockups, detailed error logs, even just your specific preferences, the more accurate and useful its code will be. It's a simple formula. Better input equals dramatically better output. All right, so we've seen how this powerful new method can feel like pure magic. But now it is time for a reality check. We need to ground all this hype with some cold, hard data and some pretty serious warnings from the experts.
Look, vibe coding is not a silver bullet. It's fantastic for things like throwing together quick prototypes, building internal tools for your team, or just running experiments where speed is everything. But, and this is important, it is a really poor fit for mission-critical production systems where things like security, performance, and long-term maintenance are the top priority.
And get ready for this, because this statistic might surprise you. -19%. That's right.
A study from Metra found that when they had experienced developers use AI tools on complex existing projects, they were actually 19% slower. It seems like the extra work of checking, testing, and integrating the AI's code can sometimes just cancel out all the benefits.
But maybe the single biggest risk of all is security. A recent report from Veracode is pretty alarming. It found that a staggering 45% of AI-generated code samples failed their security tests. And you know why? A lot of the time it's because these AIs pull in old, outdated libraries or just spit out boilerplate code that has known security holes, all without that critical eye that an experienced human developer provides.
So when you put it all together, the incredible speed on one side and these very serious risks on the other, what's the big takeaway here? Well, it's that we're not watching developers get replaced. What we're actually seeing is the beginning of a powerful and very new kind of partnership.
I think this quote really nails it. It's a front end to software creation, not a replacement for software engineering. Vibe coding is an amazing tool for getting that first draft done super fast, but it just can't replace the careful work and, frankly, the accountability of a human engineer. You could say AI is great at creation, but it's pretty weak when it comes to ownership. And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. As these AI tools get better and better, is the very definition of a developer's job starting to shift? You have to wonder, is the future of building software going to be less about meticulously writing every single line of code and more about knowing how to ask the perfect question?